Join large-scale battles with military vehicles. The online action game War Thunder has received a major update. Direct Hit. Joining the battle are machines like the Soviet MiG-27M, American Abrams AC, the Swedish Viggen, and many other new vehicles. Push these modern...
Recent satellite images have caught a disturbing sight in the middle of the northern Chinese desert. Between miles and miles of sand lies a series of mock-ups of a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier and other warships. It is believed that the fake vessels are being used to test a new powerful weapon, the DF-21 missile, or carrier killer. The strange footage has many experts wondering whether China has built or is in the process of finishing an anti-ship ballistic missile designed to annihilate American Navy carriers. Photographic evidence. On November 7th,
You're doing too much.
2021,
Give me
the
that.
United States Naval Institute made a strange announcement. According to the satellite imagery company Maxar, several photographs showed that the Chinese military had just finished building mock-ups of U.S. warships in the middle of the desert. The satellite photographs, collected in late October by the private American company, show a full-scale outline of a United States Navy carrier and two Arleigh Burke-class destroyer vessels, among other items. The large carrier mock-up appears to have a flat surface and to be devoid of islands, lifts, weapons, or any other details. Although the mock-ups do not contain metal, they are distinguishable as carriers due to their outline. The satellite photos do not show any impact points in any of the models, but the strange mock vessels, standing out like bullseyes in the surrounding Xinjiang desert, are believed to be used for missile target practice. The obtained images also include a 20-foot-tall rail system, complete with a ship-sized target painted on it, leading experts to believe that it could be used to simulate a steaming vessel. Target practice. Missiles are commonly tested in remote areas like deserts by several armies worldwide. Although practicing strikes against at-sea targets offer more realistic conditions and outcomes for training crews, they also risk being perceived as a provocation by other nations. Analysis of other obtained satellite images from the Chinese findings shows that the carrier structure began development in the spring of 2019, going through several rebuilds and being substantially dismantled for an unknown reason in December of that year. The structure, however, came back to life in September of 2021 and was complete by early October, only 2 weeks before the publication of the photos. Still, this newly built range shows that China continues to focus on its anti-carrier capabilities with a clear emphasis on American Navy warships. Aircraft carriers and destroyer vessels assigned to the U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet operating in the Indo-Pacific region routinely patrol waters near China, usually carrying out military exercises or freedom of navigation operations, all of which often anger Beijing. Strong assets. The Xinjiang desert base discovered by Maxar is not the first of its kind. As far back as 2003, a
Shit, you
sizable
can destroy your
conflict
goddamn
pad,
warship, but you gotta think about them
the size of
damn
an aircraft
submarines,
carrier,
goddamn.
has been used as target practice for the Chinese. The slab, part of the Shuangshenzi missile test range, has been used many times since and is frequently repaired. However, the new base is much more evolved, and the new ship targets are closer approximations of the ships they are supposed to represent. According to the all-source analysis summary of the occurrence, the mock-up's extensive detail, including the placement on sensors in and around the model vessel, signals that the area is intended for multiple uses over time. For both strikes against land-based targets and naval vessels. The missile's accuracy data, however, remains unclear. As stated by the latest Department of Defense report on China's ever-growing military might, the carrier-killer missile, quote, gives the PLARF the capability to conduct long-range precision strikes against ships, including aircraft carriers, out to the western Pacific from mainland China. In July of 2019, the People's Liberation Army Rocket Force first conducted a live-fire launch of 6 of their carrier-killer ballistic missiles into the waters north of the Spratly Islands. And in addition to these missiles, China's army also created air and ship-launched anti-ship missiles that could be employed in a combat scenario. When asked about the photographed mock-ups in the northern desert, Wang Wenbin, a spokesman for the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs, stated that he was unaware of the situation.
You bet.
Race with China. The released photographic evidence came amidst growing concerns over a possible military conflict between the world's 2 largest economies. 2 years later, in November of 2021, the Pentagon released a report stating that China was expanding its nuclear arsenal force much faster than once anticipated by Washington a year ago. As stated by the report, quote, the People's Liberation Army Rocket Force's evolving capabilities and concepts continue to strengthen China's ability to fight and win wars against a strong enemy, a likely euphemism for the United States. The report seems to hint that Beijing will match or even surpass the United States' global power in just a few decades. The document also points to efforts by the PLARF to make their test training more realistic. The rising military upgrade from China in recent years has been increasingly concerning to the United States Army, especially as tensions between the 2 nations over Taiwan, the South China Sea, and military dominance in the Indo-Pacific remain high. Many experts believe that these mock-ups clearly reflect China's efforts to build anti-carrier capabilities, particularly against American vessels. In addition, the photographic evidence of the new target